Okay, next section. This video is easy because we already did it. Okay, it's the same video as with the previous section. I'll still do a couple problems for intercepts, but it's the same thing as the other video. Okay, so find the intercepts. Again, the book here in this section really only cares about the x-intercepts. We're going to be doing both. All right, let's say, let's do f of x is equal to x to the fourth minus x squared. So again, the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. Well, when x is equal to 0, we're going to get y is equal to 0 to the fourth minus 0 squared. That's just 0. Good. And the x-intercept is when y is equal to 0. So that's when 0 is equal to x to the fourth minus x squared. We are going to need to factor in order to solve this. We factor out an x squared. Always take out a common factor if you can. We're left with x squared on this term. We take out an x squared here. We're left with a minus 1. And now this thing can factor again. Get x squared times x minus 1 times x plus 1. That's fully factored. We'll get our answers. Our x-intercepts are 0 and positive and negative 1. All right. Do another one. This is mostly just going to be factoring review for us. Part B, we have f of x is equal to x cubed minus 3x squared minus x plus 3. There are 4 terms here. There's no common factor. There's 4 terms. The only way we can possibly hope to factor it really is factor by grouping. We look at the first 2 terms. What can we take out of the first 2 terms? An x squared. We're left with an x on the first term and a minus 3 on the second term. It doesn't really look like we can factor anything here, but we always want the insides to be the same. So let's factor out a negative 1. Factor out a negative 1, we're left with a positive x and negative 3. And now these insides are matching. Now this term has an x minus 3. This term has an x minus 3, so we factor an x minus 3 out of each of them. What's left over if you factor out an x minus 3? It's just an x squared. What's left when we factor out an x minus 3? Just a minus 1. Now this thing can be factored again. Difference of squares formula. We'll get x minus 1 and x plus 1. So again, the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. Y-intercept here is going to be 0 minus 0 minus 0. Oh, just 3. And the x-intercept is when y is equal to 0. Going to be x is equal to positive 3, positive 1, and negative 1. All right, and that's how you approach these ones. Okay, those are intercepts.